All right, class. First off, as always, good day. I'm glad you're here. So today we're starting World War One. We're actually going to be starting how it started, and basically everything that you guys have been learning since we just started school in January till now. Everything we've been talking about with Prussia, Germany, Austria, Hungary, France, Britain, Russia, all that stuff boils down to this point, this lesson. All right. Basically, I've been setting up the dominoes, and today is the day we knock that first one now over. And if you guys ever seen dominoes, when they're all lined up, you know what happens. And you're going to see that today. Okay. So basically, how it started. Now, your objective, we're going to analyze the significant people wanting Archduke Ferdinand dead. And I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, who the heck is this guy? Some of you guys may have heard of him. Some of you guys have told me, yeah, I remember that name, but I don't remember like what he was or who he was. No problem. I'll explain that today. And we're examining the events leading to his assassination. Okay. Now, here are some not political, propaganda posters. Okay. Propaganda posters are basically trying to convince people to do something or do some or behave a certain way or things like that. So this one, as you can see, is about going to join the military. Okay. So my question to you is this: which one of these do you feel is the most effective? Which one do you think really made people say, you know what, I'm going to join the military? So you got that first one to your left saying, gee, I wish I were a man. I joined the Navy. Yeah, it says right there, be a man, do it. Okay. So the middle one says, your country needs you. And then look at that stern face of that guy with the finger, right? And then, of course, let me move the camera, the thing right there. You got the good old Uncle Sam there. I want you for U.S. Army. Okay. So, which one of these three, the left, middle, and the right, which one do you feel was the most effective? Which one do you think really made people go, when they looked at it, go, you know what, I'm going to join the Navy. I'm going to join the Army. I'm going to join whichever one the middle one says. You know, which one do you think really got people to sign up? Okay. So think about it, write down your response. Okay. Because we're moving on in three, two, one. All right. So in 1908, Austria Hungary takes over Bosnia. Now, if you forgot, Austria Hungary was once their own country, Austria and Hungary, but then Hungary took it over and then they basically united in power and became a very strong country. So they started taking over Bosnia. Now, the Bosnian people were upset, and there was a nationalist movement. There were people who were saying, no, we should be independent. We should not be taken over by another country. So the nationalist people wanted to unify, not just that they should be independent, they felt that all Slavic countries should be united into one. Kind of like how Germany, Prussia, and the Northern Confederate and the Southern Confederate of Germany united to form one giant Germany. They felt the same way. Bosnia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Macedonia should all combine to form one big country. And with that, then nobody would mess with them and all be under one government because they're all basically like we're all like cousins in a sense. We're all right next to each other, so we should basically related, so we should have one government. So in 1914, the Slavic nationalist people decided, you know, there's only one way we could settle this, and that's if we kill Archduke Ferdinand. Because he is the next in line to be the emperor of the Austrian-Hungary Empire. So they figured, why not kill the king because the king's already like basically old, but let's kill the next guy in line. Now, here's the problem. Okay, Ferdinand was not liked by his uncle, and his uncle was the king of Austria-Hungary. You know, So you got the people, the Slavic nationalist people, hating Archduke Ferdinand and wanting to kill him. And then you basically got Archduke Ferdinand's own uncle who doesn't like him. So you got both people on opposite sides hating the same person, you know? And again, the uncle didn't just like his nephew, he hated the Bosnian Service nationalist people. You know, he didn't like them either. He didn't like what they were all about and stuff. He's like, no, no, we took over you. Suck it up. You know, we got you. Now, this is that picture right there. That's Archduke Ferdinand. This poor dude really only had one legitimate friend, you know, who was like a king, and that was a German king, the German Kaiser, Emperor Wilhelm II. Okay, and him and Archduke Ferdinand, they were buddies. And he's Ferdinand's just like, dude, you know, I don't know why these Serbian people hate me. I understand where they're coming from. I get what they're saying, what they're really upset about, you know, because the thing is, the Serbians want to expand their territory. They were tired of being confined to a little section. You know, they wanted to have more land so they could have more resources. They could, you know, instead of building buildings higher, they could spread out more, things like that. And then the Bosnian people wanted independence. And he was like, I understand that. You know, if I was king, I would definitely give it to them, you know, give them more land and give them independence, you know, some of that. He goes, but I'm not the king. I'm not. I'm the next in line. But I get why they're upset. Now, here's the thing. I had some students in the past on, well, why didn't the king of Austria Hungary, you know, his uncle, why didn't he just give those people more land and things like that? Well, because he knew if Serbia was allowed to expand, they were able to get more land, then other countries would be like, well, what about us? How come you gave Serbia more land? How come how come we don't get more land? We want more land. And then where's it going to end? Then this other country's going to want more. And then this other country will want even more because they're going to feel like, oh, I'm better than these guys. You know, I should have more land. So that's why he didn't do it. Because it was like kind of like if you give a mouse a cookie type of thing, you know, they're just going to want more, 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 and more. Okay. Now, the Serbian nationalist people had a plan to assassinate him. So they formed a group, and this group chose the name the Black Hand. So the plan was this: they knew that on June 28th, 1914, Ferdinand was going to be in the city of Sarajevo. Okay. That he's going to be there, he was going to tour the city and all this stuff. And there they were planning to kill him. Thing is, though, he was with his wife Sophia. That's a picture you see of them right there. And they knew, okay, he's going to drive down this road. He's going to be through this little parade area. And that's where we'll attack him. We'll get people on both sides and things like that, you know. So the assassins basically were on the streets and they had knives, bombs, pistols, just in case whatever. They got close enough using knives. If they were, you know, semi decent far away, you know, use bullets. If they were really far away, just start chucking the bombs, which were basically like kind of like grenades. Okay. So Ferdinand's in his car, right? His driver's driving. He's waving at the people. Hey, how you doing? Things like that. And all of a sudden, one of the Black Hand people throws a bomb right out into the street. Ferdinand driver paying attention. He sees the bomb. So instead of like braking, he guns it. He starts taking off. And the bomb misses the car and it blows up behind them. And you know, when a grenade or bomb explodes, it's not just an explosion. Basically, it's the shrapnel, the outside part of the bomb or grenade, the pieces of metal shoots out, and that's what hits people and kills them. You know, it's not necessarily just the explosion; it's the shrapnel that shoots out and it gets people in faces, their throats, their body, things like that, and it can kill people. Okay, so um, Ferdinand and his wife are safe, but there's injured people behind them. So they get to their scheduled meeting with the local officials, and you know they're telling him, "Oh my God, we just, there was an explosion back there. Somebody threw this bomb grenade thing at us, and you know." So they just continued on with their meeting. Okay. So the meeting is over, right? Ferdinand is going to his car with his wife Sophia, as you see right there in that picture, and this is like the one of the last pictures of him and his wife. Because the thing is, the officials were telling him, "Hey, do you want us to give you a tour of the city so you can see what's going on, how it looks, and blah blah blah?" And Ferdinand says, "No, no, I thank you. I really appreciate it, but I want to go to the hospital and visit those people who are wounded from the attack because they got hurt because of me, and I just want to make sure that they're okay and things like that." So the officials are like, "Oh, okay, cool." The problem is the driver had no idea where this hospital was, where they took the wounded people. So they gave him directions. Like, "Oh yeah, you go down this road, take a left, take a right, take a this and that, right?" So the driver's like, "Okay, yeah, yeah, okay, got it." So the driver starts going, right? He starts making the turns, and it got to the point where he was like, "Oh dang, do I go left, right, or do I go straight?" And he doesn't know. So he makes the wrong turn. And once he makes this turn, it's there that one of the Black Hand assassin is having a drink. Okay, so Archduke Ferdinand with his wife, as you see in that car, they're just sitting there, you know, and the Black Hand guy sees Ferdinand and his wife, and he's like, "This is my chance. This is my moment to kill him." So his name, and I'm gonna kill this name, Gavrilo Principe, Principe. He's 19 years old, just a kid. Pulls out his gun and shoots and kills Archduke Ferdinand and the wife Sophia. Okay, they she dies instantly, right? He dies a little bit later, from the gunshot wounds. But yeah, he actually sees her dead, So yeah. Now this is where I say the domino effect happens, right? He's killed. The first domino's hit, it's gonna knock down the next one. Because what happens is then Austria-Hungary basically looks at like, "Oh my God, Archduke Ferdinand's dead," right? The uncle wants to go to war with Serbia. Now, again, remember, he didn't like his nephew, but he's making a big skeptical of it. "Oh, my poor nephew. Oh, he was gunned down. Oh, he was going to be the next ruler and he was going to be so great." So he basically looks to Germany. Remember, Germany is a strong country, military strong country. And he tells him, "Oh, Wilhelm, Kaiser Wilhelm II, you were friends with my nephew. Will you go to war with me against Serbia and avenge him?" And Germany's like, "Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that was my boy, you know. So Germany and Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia. Serbia looks towards Russia. And, at one point they were allies. And they tell them, "Russia, can you help us?" Now remember, Russia and Austria were friends, but during the Crimean War, Austria wouldn't let Russia go through their land to attack the Ottoman Empire, if you remember that. So Russia remembered that. And so when Serbia asked them, "Hey, we need your help against Austria Hungary," they said, "We got you. Let's go to war with them." So Germany, then when they hear about this, says, "You know what? Fine then. Russia, you know what? We're going to war with you. You trying to pick on my boy Austria Hungary? We're going to war with you." Russia then looks at France because they know France and Germany don't like, uh, or France doesn't like Germany. So they tell France for help. And France says, "Oh, yeah. Oh, against Germany? We got you. We're on your side." Germany says, "Oh, France, you want part of this? We kicked your butt before. We'll do it again. Bring it on. We declare war against you. Now, Britain and France are buddy buddies now. And Britain is like, whoa, 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 whoa. You pick on my boy France, you're picking on me. So they declare war on Germany. Austria Hungary, supporting Germany, declares war on Russia. Says, okay, you know what? Hey, yeah, we'll go to war with Russia. Heck yeah. And then Britain and France say, oh, Austria Hungary, you want part of this too? We Let's do this. So they declare war on Austria Hungary. So all these countries, if you look in the green on this map here, all the countries in green are siding with one another. The countries in orange, that dark orange, are connecting to fight, together against the Russian, Britain, France, Romania, Serbia, all those places. So now we truly have a world war. This was known because it was so epic, it was so huge. How many countries are going against each other? How many countries are going to fight and things like that? It became known as the war to end all wars. It was also known as the Great War because a war at this scale was never seen before in the history of the world. Other people called this World War, and it's about to begin. So here's my question to you. Now knowing what happened to Ferdinand's death and stuff like that, and how people viewed him, and how all these countries, again, remember the build up, all these countries hated each other at one point, you know, and the anger towards one another and stuff like that. Do you think World War I was going to happen no matter what? Do you think it was inevitable? That's what inevitable means. That was going to happen, no matter whether it was then, 5 years later, 20 years later. Do you think World War I was going to happen one way or another? What do you think? Okay. So write down your response. Okay. Um, so with that being said, guys, hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. The lessons are only going to get better from here on out because now we're really going to be looking into the war, looking at weapons, what famous people were there, some actors and things like that, some musicians, writers, politicians, people who were going to be instrumental in World War II, fought in World War I. So, yeah, it's going to get better. Okay. So, with that being said, you guys, you take care, you be safe, and I'll see you guys later. All right.